Today we're going to be learning about mean, median, mode, and range. You first need to become familiar with what each word means. Mean represents the average. You find the mean by adding all the data points up and dividing by the total number of data points. The median is found by ordering all the data points first, then choosing the number in the middle. The mode is represented by the most frequently occurring number. And the range is found by subtracting the highest number and the lowest number in the data set. We're going to go over a couple of examples of how to calculate the mean and the median using Desmos.com. The first example, it asks us to find the mean of -4, 0, -4, -6, +6, -4, 4, and 0. We're going to be using Desmos.com to solve this problem. You go to Desmos, and in the left side of the screen, you're going to click on the plus sign, and we're going to add a table. Now we're going to enter our data, which was -4, and press enter, 0, enter, -4, enter, -6, enter, +6, enter, -4, enter, +4, enter, 0, enter. After we input our data under x1, we're going to click into the next little dialog box and we're going to type the formula for the mean. So you type the word MEAN, which spells mean, and you're going to type in open parentheses, and we're going to indicate that we're going to calculate the mean for the table which is labeled x1. So we type x, and then when you type a 1, it's going to make it a subscript 1. You close your parentheses, close your parentheses, and we find that the calculation for the mean of this data set is going to equal to -1. So the answer for number 1 is -1. The next problem says, what is the median? So we're going to find the median of this data set, and in order to do that, we're going to use Desmos.com. So once I go to Desmos.com, I'm going to go to the left side and click on the plus sign. I'm going to add a table. And underneath x1, I'm going to enter my data, which is -7, enter, -1, enter, 0, enter, -4, enter, -5, enter, 0, enter, 8, enter, 5, enter, 0, enter, 2, enter. After I've entered my data points, I go into the next dialog box, and what I'm supposed to find in this particular problem is the median. So I'm going to type the formula, MEDIAN, and my data is found in x1, type x, the 1 makes it a subscript, I close my parentheses, and I find that the median of my data set, x1, is 0. So the answer for number 2 is 0. The next example asks us to find the mode. When finding the mode is represented by the most frequently appearing number. From this data set, we're going to figure out what number appears the most out of 0, 7, 4, 0, 7, 4, 7, 2, and out of the data set, the number that appears the most is 7. 7 appears 3 times. Therefore, the mode is 7. Example number 4 asks us to find the mean. We're given a bar graph in this particular example. All we need to do is identify what data is being represented by this bar graph, and it represents the frequency of cans of food. So this is my data represented by each of the bars in the bar graph. It asks us to find the mean, and what I'm asking you to do is take a moment and enter this information into Desmos, and you can check your answer at the end of the presentation. Number 5, you're given another bar graph. In this bar graph, you're going to calculate the data. The data given by this bar graph is as follows. To find the median, you can put this information into Desmos.com, and you can check your answers at the end of the presentation. Number 6 is asking you to find the range. In this particular problem, you are given what's called a line plot or a dot plot. Typically, you'll have X's above numbers or little dots above numbers. That's why it's called a dot plot, or it's also called a line plot. The data that's represented by this line plot is as follows. And in order to calculate the range is found by subtracting the largest number minus the smallest number, or the lowest number. 4 minus 1 is 3. Therefore, the range for number 6 is 3. For number 7 is another range problem. I would like for you to calculate this one, and you can check your answer at the end of the presentation. Number 8 asks you to calculate the mean. You can practice putting this data into Desmos, and you can check your answer at the end of the presentation. Number 9 is another line plot or dot plot. You can calculate this and check your answer at the end of the presentation. Number 10 is asking for the mode. You can check your answer at the end of the presentation. Number 11 is asking to calculate the range. Number 12, I'm going to walk you through number 12. Number 12 is asking you to find the mean. So in finding the mean, you're going to solve this problem like we've done some of the prior problems. I've already put the data in Desmos and got this chart and my data points listed. The formula for mean is mean, open parentheses, x sub 1, close parentheses. And what I found my mean to equal, I found my mean to equal 15.2857142857. In this particular problem, it indicates that we should round our answer to the nearest whole number. Therefore, our mean that we got in Desmos needs to be rounded to the nearest whole number, and that number becomes 15. Last example, what is the mode? Take a moment and calculate this value. You can pause the video, make sure that you answered all your problems, numbers 4 through 13, and you can check your answer on the next slide. These are the solutions for numbers 4 through 13. This concludes the lesson on calculating mean, median, mode, and range.